This year we have a horrible problem with woodchucks all over our property, so I'm going to show you how we dispatch them. For those of you that don't really want to see dead woodchucks, this is not the video for you because I do show the aftermath of how they are trapped. When the problem isn't too bad, usually I'll just have a heart trap and try to catch them that way, but they really are fairly ineffective, and here this one even comes in and out of the trap without even triggering it. Plus, a lot of the regulations around don't allow you to move them to other property or out of state or out of town. So in theory, we're just supposed to move it elsewhere on our property, which it will of course come back again. And I'm not really a fan of shooting them right in the traps or drowning them as many people do. I did install some bird netting over this outdoor raft, which has kept them under control, but there are signs where they've started chewing through the plastic, so it's just a matter of time until they get in here again. Plus, they are now finding their way into the greenhouse and eating the lettuce right inside the building. My biggest problem that I have is that they're now burrowing into the side of our septic system area. So before they start causing thousands of dollars of damage to our septic system, they're going to have to get trapped. This is a pretty standard Conibear 220 spring-loaded trap. I like to put some pipe ends on the end of my setting tools here. Gives me a lot of extra leverage and makes it easier to hold the springs while setting them in place. Once the two springs are under tension, you can open up the trap and set the trigger on it. I also like to put on this safety clip, which I bought for it. It's a little added safety because you definitely don't want to get your fingers caught in this thing if it triggers by accident. Basically, the woodchuck passes through the trap, hits the trigger, and the trap snaps on its neck and killing it instantly. Some people think that this is a little bit barbaric, but I find it to be very humane. It dispatches of the woodchuck very quickly. It's far better than leaving them in a have-a-heart trap where they're always trying to dig out of it or baking out in the sun. Before hunting or trapping, it's a good idea to check your state regulations to see what your limitations are. Woodchucks are basically classified as a pest here in Connecticut, so it has a very open season with just a few times during the year where you're not allowed to hunt them. Before setting the trap, you want to fill in all their escape holes because they'll see that trap and just go in through one of the other holes. So by filling them in, they're fairly lazy and will eventually go through the hole with the trap in it. Setting up the trap is pretty easy. You just place it over the hole and then put in some debris around the edges so they don't try to go around the trap. And I like to put a couple stakes in around the springs too, just to hold the trap into place so they don't nudge it out of the way. I also wanted to mention that you shouldn't set these traps anywhere where any pets can get into them. When it's all set up, you just remove the safety clips and it's ready to go. It didn't take very long to get the first one. This one was trying to go back into its hole, and the trap did land right on its neck as expected. To remove it from the trap, you just set the springs again and it comes right out. I bring them up into the backfield and the foxes and coyotes usually get to them, or sometimes I'll see some hawks or vultures eating them. That's about it. Thanks for watching.